What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Rooted MMA, Octagon Chronicles number 8. Always joined by number 8, joined by my co-host Joshua Beezy Byers. Obviously, we have Micah the Don Juan in studio, being the producer and co-producer, my longtime neighbor, good time fight friend Diego Human, and we have a very special guest in the building today. The Massachusetts murderer, the Boston brawler, baby. Shameless Don Shainis. Give it up.
Wow.
Let's
Beautiful.
go.
Good intro. Good energy, Blake.
I love it.
I bring it every time. Joshua, start us off right.
So,
Don,
okay.
how are we doing? Joshua, let's go.
So I think I want to do something that I've never done before on the podcast, just to start it off, and it's a little something called TOTS. Throw out the script.
Oh, let's go!
Dude, you just threw your phone. This fucking $1,000, bro. I hope you got a good case, man.
Yeah, actually, I'm gonna get it.
The script has been thrown.
No, fuck the script. Let's do
Joshua,
it.
meticulous writer, downer of notes, but not today.
Gotta have the script. Yeah. No, today we're gonna have the script.
So you were honey dicking everybody.
Yeah, we gotta have the script.
Okay, it's
Do we need
okay.
a script? I don't think.
No, we don't need a script.
Like, I'm going
with you.
off the cuff.
With you, I feel like we don't need.
You
it.
going off the
definitely
cuff.
don't need one,
Fuck
Don.
it.
You're
Let's
a linguist. You're
We'll
a
try
master of words.
Try to avoid the script, but no.
Let's go.
Mr. Don,
Yes.
what's going on, brother? Is it weird having two Dons in the same building?
It's kind of cool. I
It's
like
pretty
it a
cool.
lot,
You
yeah.
guys can form your own Dontourage, as you see us
Hey,
rocking
hey,
right
let's
now.
go.
Yeah, thanks for coming back, Don. You've been a reoccurring guest, and it's
Yeah.
awesome to have you in. All the way from Boston, Massachusetts. Now I feel like you're established in Kansas City.
I'm
Like,
getting there. I'm getting there.
Just
I had so
getting
much
there.
fun the last time. I couldn't say no. Like, come on, hang
Yeah,
out with
that's
you
good.
guys.
We appreciate. Now we say Boston, Massachusetts, just because Boston Brawler sounds weird. Are you actually from Boston itself?
I own a gym in Boston.
Okay.
So I'm in Boston almost every day. But my parents live in the suburbs in a town called Easton, Mass. And then I moved to Plymouth, which is America's fucking hometown.
Of course.
1620, Christopher Columbus, pilgrims and shit.
There we go.
Indians. So yeah, dude, it's fucking weird. I love it.
Okay.
you're the first guest we've talked to after FAC 12, first fighter
Let's go.
that we've had on the show.
Let's go.
You had a successful run in that. I mean, it's got to be like a crazy night. You have Dana White in the building. You have the Nelk Boys in the building. You're fighting a guy, Cris Lencioni.
Mm-hmm.
He's got a lot of hype around him. And I mean, that night, if you can like take me back, you had a title fight booked for CageTitans, already booked, pre-booked, and you decided to forego that opportunity to take this opportunity at FAC 12. Did you have to think about it at all before hopping into this? I think it was the feature fight of the night with Cris Lencioni, the third fight before the main event. Did you have to think about that opportunity at all before you took it, or no?
So
Yes.
here's what happened. It was a fucking mess. All right. So I was scheduled to fight Shane Manley February 5th.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. He gets COVID a few weeks out, like 4 or 5 weeks out. Doesn't want to fight me February 5th. So they create a whole new card February 25th.
Combat
Right.
night.
Yeah,
I saw that,
CageTitans
yeah.
Combat Night. It happened the other day. So they rebooked me for February 25th. And then I'm bartending at Main Street in Lee Summit, fucking Missouri.
Shout out to
'Cause
Main Street at Lee Summit.
I work at Main Street in Plymouth, Mass. How crazy is that? I went from Main Street bartending in Plymouth, Mass, where I really learned how to bartend.
Now I'm assuming
to a different fucking Main Street, completely separate, not related.
no relation at all.
No.
That's just fate right there, Don.
wild.
Dude, for real, right? It's fucking crazy. But it was like 9:00 at night, and fucking I get a phone call from James. Meanwhile, I'm working. I'm like, James ain't just calling me for no reason. He's not just saying what's up, you know. So I answer the phone while I'm working, and he's like, "Hey, how do you do with Cris Lencioni?" I'm like, "Yeah, I do all right." And he's like, "All right, well,
In the gym.
yeah,
like,
in the
you
gym
train
because
together.
we've trained together, and I've always been cool with the kid." So he's like, "Well, how do you do with him?" I'm like, I think I do all right. You know, there's been, training's different than competition. Like, I'm not trying to actually hurt anyone. And, he showed me some stuff on the ground, and I'm like, yeah, I trust me. I know where he's dangerous and where he's good. We've gone live plenty. And it was one of those things where it was like, all right, take this fucking opportunity. All right. He's like, do you want to fight February 6th? And I'm like,
Yep.
I think I'm booked. Like, I think that I'm booked.
Because it would have been the day after.
Yeah, it would have been the day after,
Manly
but
fight.
but that Manly fight got canceled and pushed back 3 weeks. All right, so I'm like, can I call you back? I call my coach back home.
Citadel?
Yeah, Eric Grossman, who runs Citadel, which And he's like, dude, you fucking stupid. Pull you out of this fight right now. Take this fight. So so now I call James. I'm like, hey, let me make sure I could get out of this fight. So I talked to the promoter. It took me fucking like 40 minutes, like 15, 20 phone calls between James, calling the promoter back home, let him know like, hey, I got this opportunity. And he was fucking on board with these, like, dude,
that's awesome.
that's why you take, like, I do what I do is to take these risks, because ultimately I'm betting on myself every time I go out there. So it was one of those things where like, dude, like, I totally understand, like, do this opportunity. You get signed, awesome. We say, hey, this guy, you know, we built him into the UFC. Cool. If not, it is what it is. Fuck it, move forward. And so the promoter back home was on board with it. I'm calling my manager. So that's a Saturday night. Okay. Sunday, I talked to my manager house, and he's like, we'll let you know if you got the fight. Like, cause everything, I don't know what was going on. So I didn't know Sunday.
So you just assumed you were stepping in, and then they told you, hey, we'll get back to you to let you know if you made the cut?
Yeah. It was going to be a 55 upper weight class on like less than a week's notice, or like. Because
you're a featherweight, and they wanted you fighting a lightweight.
Yeah. So since it was short notice, it was an upper weight class at 55, which I had no problem making. And it was just one of those things where it's like, all right, Sunday goes by. I call my manager. It's like, hey, man, not trying to bug you, but like, do I have this fight? He's like, I'll let you know. Right. So I go to the gym to train on fucking Monday. I train, don't hear anything from anyone. Okay. And then after practice, James like, oh, by the way, Don took a short notice fighting Cris Lencioni on UFC Fight Pass when he does his post. Like, you guys been to practice, right? So
yeah.
Like, one of the coolest things is you know, after practice, you know, most days out of the week, like, we're getting a speech, which is something I've never experienced before. So he's like, hey, fucking.
You mean a speech from Krause, or
from
you get
the coaches?
To give a speech?
No.
From all the coaches.
Yeah, from the coaches. So whatever's on their mind, whether someone's fought the last week. So we're
gotcha.
It was just such a cool opportunity. So I found out with the rest of the team that I was fighting on Monday, that Sunday. So it's like 5-6 days notice. And then it's like, my weight wasn't terrible. So I just fucking coasted the rest of the week and then showed up to fight and fought.
Yeah.
You know, grinded out a fucking pretty unanimous decision. So
yeah. Now, two questions real quick. Do you have an issue with weight ever? Is weight cutting something that you've done so many times it's second nature to you, or was this because it was short notice? Was that an issue at all?
Well, it was up a weight class, so I didn't have an issue.
Well, true. But just in general with weight cutting.
Yeah. So I hired Tyler Minton a few, like, maybe a year ago, right?
That guy's good.
And he's giving me the baseline to like, he pretty much showed me what I could eat, what I couldn't eat, and I pretty much took that base, and that's how I've been living my life. So it's like I'm using the tools that he gave me and what he showed me to set me up for all these other fights.
When did you start with Tyler?
I can't remember. Maybe a year ago.
Oh, so it was
I want to say a year ago.
Recent.
Yeah, but before that, weight cutting was a bitch. I didn't do it right. I didn't eat carbs. I fucking felt like shit. I had no energy, and I couldn't, like, I plateaued. I couldn't get below 170. Now I'm walking at like 166, 167, and you know, when I'm like about to fight, you know, fight week, I'm under 160. So that's a pretty easy cut for 160 to 145 when you're hydrated and you're doing it right, you know.
But you've been eating like clean for years, right?
Well, my idea of clean, you know, like, it was a bunch of bro fucking science, you know. It's like, hey, don't eat carbs. Like, carbs is, you know what I mean? Like, oh, no, that's fucking stupid. I had no energy all the time. Like I would pretty much be keto for like 3 years, and my body was like breaking down. I was getting injured and all this bullshit. So like, just being able to eat carbs and have all this energy and feel good is fucking one of those things where I was like, all right, let's go. And then I'm training better. I'm feeling better. And I'm like, all right, fuck it. Like,
better than ever, would you say? Or
yeah. I mean, I feel better. I'm in better shape than I was at fucking 18, so I'm 31 right now. and I feel like I haven't aged since fucking 18, you know? So it's pretty cool.
By the way, if you guys do see Diego, shout out to our co-producer Diego, walking back and forth. We are having an issue with the camera. Hopefully it doesn't come
big
out on
schnoz is
anything.
in the way.
I know it probably keeps shutting it down
I
from
got
all the
a big one too,
radioactivity from this bad boy. I got bit by a
Mine's not that
spider when I was a
small
kid.
either.
Did you?
Just fucking made it huge. I don't know what
Do you have any
happened. It
other
just never.
superpowers?
I did. Well, I got one superpower.
Tell
It
me
wasn't.
about it.
It wasn't really like a good superpower.
Okay.
I can just tell you whatever happened any day of the week and what day of the week that was. Other than that, it's pretty fucking useless. Like, it doesn't do anything.
So you remember what you have for breakfast every day of the week?
Every single day of the week.
For how long? Are we talking years
Since
now?
I've been bitten on the schnoz and been radioactive.
So like you know your breakfast lineup for the
Yeah.
like how long?
It also helps because I eat the exact same thing every single day for breakfast, so like it's not
so
that
you're
hard
cheating.
to remember.
So you're fucking cheating. You do the same fucking thing in a
It's just
routine.
coffee and eggs, scrambled eggs, cheese on top, a little hot sauce. That's about it.
Yeah,
What kind of
like,
cheese?
It's always cheddar.
Okay, always.
Maybe every once in a while
talking
I'll
sharp
add a
cheddar,
little bit of
mild
cheese
cheddar?
in there. Sharp cheddar, always.
Okay, obviously.
shredded.
I want it to be heavy.
Yeah.
I want it to be heavy cheese. Anyway, so if you guys do see that, that is what's going on. But going
Ariel's the nose, you're the
yeah.
So.
There's the schmo, there's the nose, and then there's the schnoz. And it's
Blake's the
Schneeder's the
schnoz.
schnoz.
Let's go. I don't know what any of that meant. But I'm about it. I'm about it.
Going into FAC 12, you hit the stage. And first off, the whole night was a packed card.
Yeah.
Coming into it, once you figured out you got the fight, Dana White was going to be in the building. Nelk Boys were going to be in the building. The entire freaking crowd. I'm pretty sure it was sold out. I don't know if for a fact, but we were all there. I know that me and Micah couldn't even get media credentials, which we usually get. Josh was lucky enough to sit ringside next to the one and only Laura Sanko. So good for him. But everybody was in the building for that fight. And what was so funny is usually the Glory guys get a lot of love coming out. Yeah. You, on the other hand, for some crazy reason, you were rained down upon with a massive amount of booze.
Yeah, I loved it.
Did you like that?
I fucking loved it. Yo, back home, I get nothing but cheers, and I get mad when my friends boo at my opponents, but it was fucking awesome getting booed. I loved it. It was fucking beautifully played. I had my dad. My dad flew out for this fight, and he brought me a signed Tom Brady jersey. Like, I had this since I was a little fucking kid. First of all, the fucking greatest quarterback of all time. Don't even argue that. I know you guys are
yes.
fucking Mahomes fans and shit.
Of
You
course.
fucking out here in KC. You guys are KC fucking diehard fans. All right, whatever. Fuck it. Fuck it.
Hey, he's the next generation, but he's not the greatest of all time.
No, not yet. Not yet.
Remains to be seen.
He's got some big shoes to fill.
Big
He's got
shoes.
potential, but you know what? The fucking greatest of all time just retires, and I didn't make a new shirt for this. Fucking, I'm like, dude, Dana White loves fucking Tom Brady. Fucking Dana White's gonna be there. KC hates Tom Brady because what he's done. And you know what? I took an audience of 5,000 people who no one knew who the fuck I was because I've been here such a short amount of time. And everyone fucking booed to the point where I saw pictures of my fight and I'm like, hey, do you have more of those? And the fucking photographer says, oh, wait, are you the Tom Brady kid? I'm like, yeah, motherfucker.
Yep, that's me.
Well, you were able to generate a reaction from the
Yeah.
crowd, which I think is, me and Josh talked about this and Micah as well. I thought you, and maybe correct me if I'm wrong, I thought we said you played a perfect heel.
Yeah.
You knew exactly the scenario in which you walked into, and you said, fuck it, give it all.
Oh,
I want
dude.
all that smoke, baby.
Dude, I started getting booed. I didn't even know I was going to get booed. I'm like, all right, yeah, let's go. Fucking, let's go.
You had to know you were gonna get booed with the Tom Brady.
Dude, all I fucking
but-
cared about was fucking Dana White being there,
That's
and I know
true.
how big of a fucking New England Patriots fan he is. And I was like, all right, fuck.
He had to have loved it. That's why
I was just gonna send it. So
he remembers.
funny
though.
thing is, I heard he took a piss while I was walking out, so he missed the whole fucking
no
thing.
fucking way.
It is what it is. It is what it is.
Hey,
I still had to go out and do my thing.
Hey, but it was still a full sin, then guess who did see it?
yeah,
The Nelk Boys.
yeah, but they don't fucking know. you
They
know?
don't. They don't.
don't
And,
know.
and I think that was what the
Nelk
funny
Boys
part
are
was.
Canadian. I don't think.
Yeah,
they watch
I don't think.
football.
I still think their whole entrance into the fight game is its whole entirely new thing, and you know maybe they're more enamored with the whole relationship with Dana White, and he's a fighting professional organizer instead of like really in the sport. You know, not everybody can be rooted. You know what I mean? Not everybody can be.
Wow. No, like they're really cool. They had Dana White on the podcast before that fight, and they were wanting to sign a MMA fighter from that night, basically. And one of the questions that he asked Dana was, "Is there going to be talent there?"
Yeah.
And I talked to Josh Fremd a little bit about it, but not even a day after that podcast comes out, he's like, "Is there going to be talent on the card?" Dana White says, "Yes, I'll make sure of it." 2 days later, Don Shainis is on the card with Cris Lencioni.
Yeah,
So it
I
just
got
made
fucking
sense.
featured on the UFC's fucking page,
Made
Dana
sense.
White's page. I'm like, what the fuck? You know,
Was that a surprise to you, or?
surprised, dude. I woke up and fucking Jeff Molina DM'd me and sent me fucking from Dana White's fucking Instagram, and he's fucking going in, hey, some fights you might not know about, and
There you
there I
are.
fucking am. I'm like, oh shit. You
Like,
know?
it's crazy. But like,
I
you're a
think they
damn good
wanted to
fighter.
sign Chris, and I hate to play spoiler because I do like Chris, but you know what? Fucking, I feel like he's a little salty at me. You know, I didn't fucking do anything to the guy. I just showed up to work. I shared my Cheez-Its with him. I'm following me on Instagram, motherfucker.
Yeah, like
Shit.
you shared your Cheez-Its with them at weigh-ins.
Yeah,
Get a little
maybe
salt
a few
going.
Trying to be a
gummy
little
bears.
friendly. You guys
Very
were
nice.
Not only were they fucking
fucking
Cheez-Its, they were Cheez-Its snaps. Have you had those? They're fucking fire.
the little small ones.
No, the thin ones, not like the
Oh,
little
like the
fucking
wavy?
square. Yeah, they're kind of weird shaped. They're fucking Cheez-It snaps are fucking delicious.
You remember Grips?
No,
I
don't.
hated
Those were
Grips.
fire.
What are grips?
I'm a big Cheez-It guy.
Like little
The
tiny
Grips were like
mini baby
Cheez-It.
Cheez-Its.
Cheez-It. That's what I thought they were when you said snaps. They were little
Me too,
Cheez-It
that's what I thought
minis.
of.
No.
They were like Cheez-It freaking Tic Tacs,
Oh.
essentially.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
had like the Cheez-It chips, like really
Yeah, well,
thin.
they're like
Those are good.
fucking potato chips, but Cheez-It and dude, the next level Cheez-It stepping up
I know
the
what you
game.
mean. But yeah, exactly. There's just
I didn't get the
proves your
Nelk Boys
point.
sponsor me, but fucking Cheez-Its. If you're hearing this, let's go.
Hey, Cheez-Its, reach out to our boy Don
Let's
Shainis
go.
over here because he's a big time Cheez-It fan. Now, when you walked into that, like you said, you had known Lencioni. You guys
Yeah.
had acquaintances. You guys had trained together, going hard, going soft. You know, sharing Cheez-Its. You guys had
No,
known everything.
I'm just joking about that shit, but
But like at the same time, like when you stepped into that cage, you kind of knew that the cards were, on the outskirts stacked against you. But you knew you had a game plan. So after that fight, I think we all watched that fight, and it was a knockdown, drag out fight where you pretty much ran 3 straight rounds of Lencioni into the ground. What made you say that he was salty about it?
I just think that he didn't like losing. And I think he thought he was better than me. And I'm like,
Understandable.
like we've trained together in the gym, and in the gym is not, in competition, And look, I was never a fucking dick to the guy, so it
No,
is
you're
what
not
it
a dick
is.
to anyone. I
He
feel
wants to
like
run
that.
it back, and I'm like, dude, all right, like, okay. Let me take care of my business. Fucking
April 2nd.
It's April 2nd.
It's
Yeah,
April.
did
It's
we
April
announce that
2nd.
yet?
Cage Titans.
I don't think I've officially announced it.
You did.
Okay.
Right here.
On-
April 2nd. Well, that's what you told us. At
I
least.
kind of announced it. I was gonna officially announce it right here because I was waiting for the real fucking flyer
Yeah,
from my
Micah,
promoter.
can you throw in some
Yeah.
breaking news
Give
music?
us the breaking.
Yeah, I'm
Break
fighting
it
April
down, baby.
2nd. I'm actually fighting Shane Manley April 2nd for the CageTitans 145 pro title. This will be my second run at the 45 title and keep my number 1 spot in New England. I'll fucking snatch this, send me off to the UFC after that, and let's go.
I think a lot of people. One thing that we talked about FAC 12, we actually thought that more people, because they had stacked the card with so many people, we thought more people were going to get signed. And honestly, there's 2 other people from the card that I thought should have been signed, and I thought it was you as well as Mikey England. I thought both of you guys put on spectacular performances, maybe not even necessarily with a amazing once-in-a-lifetime knockout, but just overall dominance and elbows and ground game and whatever you want to say about it. I thought more people should have been signed and would have got signed. But now this is your next step to say, hey, that Manly fight that you ended up dropping because he had COVID, and then you ended up taking up the FAC 12. We're going to run that bad boy. Not back, but we're going to run that thing again on April 2nd. And
Dude, it was
rebooked.
like the
rebooked.
I think this is the 3rd time we've been supposed to fight.
Really?
3rd or 4th time. I'm like, all right, 3rd time's a fucking charm. Let's fucking do it. All right.
And where's this at?
It's in Plymouth, Massachusetts. So it'll be for
Hometown?
Cage Titans. I'm gonna sell this motherfucker out, and for me, this is a fucking send off party because
You're going to the UFC.
yeah, dude, it's either
Without a doubt.
Here's how I'm playing it in my mind. I win this fight. I get my finish. Contender Series right around the corner. If not, short notice UFC fight. I'm staying ready in between there. And they didn't sign me that night. Big fucking deal. I'm not gonna wait around my phone waiting for a fucking phone call. But anytime, anywhere, any place. So fuck it. You call me in between there, I'm ready. If not, I'll take this fight. I'm just gonna stay busy,
I like that.
and keep racking them up.
I said it to you. It's like Shayna's season. It feels like Shayna's season. Like
The seasons don't stop.
Seasons don't stop. But it's like
It's like ass eating season. It's always ass eating season. Come on.
Not just when it's cold, baby.
What do you mean, dude?
it's title season.
Dude, I
for-
like it
for
when it's
Shayna's.
fucking hot out. Shit's sweaty. Come on.
But I'll get, like, for me, when I watch you, Don, I feel like at 145 and even at 155, you're so hard for guys to deal with. You're like stocky. You've got really good jiu-jitsu, good ground game. You sweeped Lencioni, who's, I think, a brown belt.
He's a high-level brown belt.
High-level brown belt.
He's been,
which is beautiful,
you look
by
at
the way.
his record, he's got grappling matches against some really high-level guys. Fucking Kevin Lee, AJ fucking something. He's beaten some really good guys.
That's what blew me away, too. Like, with you, not like blew me away, but the fact that you were able to sweep him not once, but twice, to get on top when he's on top of you, that's impressive in itself with that kind of high level grappling. And then on the feet, you're head down, body head, beautiful combinations. At 45, I feel like you're almost not impossible to finish, but nobody can really get you out of there. And that's why I feel like you are UFC ready.
Here's the thing, like I've technically only been finished once, and that was 17 seconds due to a cut. You know what I mean? Like I fought. So you look at my 3 losses.
Doctor
right?
stoppage.
Yeah, dude, it's fucking considered TKO, which is bullshit. But
which is bullshit.
You look at my 3 losses, right? My pro debut, I lost. I fought what's his fucking name? I know his name.
Devin Carrier.
Jeremy Davis. I fought Jeremy Davis for my pro debut. He cut me with a fucking jab. I was fine. The doctor wouldn't let me fight because there was blood in my eye. My eyelid split. The lady looked like she never seen blood before.
Yeah, your eyelid was like split.
It is what it is. Fucking move forward.
Fucked.
Then I fought up a weight class, a replacement fight at 155 against fucking Daniel Matos, who was a black belt. And I had a broken neck. No one knew about that. I found out after the fight when I couldn't move my fucking arm in the fight. So I lost that fight 29-28.
And we had talked about that the other day.
Yeah.
It actually messed up your... Was that the fight afterwards or what?
I was injured going into the fight. I didn't realize how injured I was. My body couldn't handle the stress of the fight. So after the first round, I couldn't use my left arm. So there was points in the fight where I mounted him and he just fucking hipped up and I couldn't base out with my left arm. So if you rewatch that fight, every time I got into a dominant position where I mounted or was in a position to land some ground and pound, all he had to do was sit up and I couldn't base out with my arm. So I would base out and overextend and he'd just slide out. And I'm like, motherfucker. But like I said, I lost that fight fair and square, 29-28. And then my third fight, I fought Nate Williams, who's 13-8, 13-7.
He's 12-7 as of Tapology, which we know is wrong.
You fought Nathan Williams twice?
No, I fought him once.
Oh, okay.
And I lost that fight, but he missed weight tremendously to the point where it was
what did he come in at?
55, 56 for a 45 title.
Yeah.
Yep.
You know?
Wow.
So look, I fought 5 rounds. The first and the 5th round were toss-ups. I won 2 and 3. He won 4. The judges gave it to him. In my mind, it was like, what counts more, position or damage? And to me, damage counts more. But that doesn't make sense to all the judges, you know?
Yeah.
So, like he took my back in round 1, but I landed all the damage in the fight.
Really close fight, yeah.
It was one of those things where it's like, all right, different set of judges, different state, different commission. They're judging off different criteria. It is what it is. I lost that one fair and square too, but like, dude, you're gonna have to fucking kill me to get out of there, you know? So it is what it is.
So I have a question about that because we've only asked maybe one other fighter about this, but when it comes to judging and when it comes to scoring, and we've actually heard, guys like DC and Joe Rogan and other fighters or commentators talk about how judging is actually measured. And it is held differently in different states. So how do you think should there be more judges? Should there be a longer criteria?
Dude, I don't
should damage weigh heavier than position? Like what? In your mind, what do you think as a fighter personally, or what have you? I don't know if you guys have talked about this in the gym at all. Like, what should weigh heavier on a judge's mind? Damage, position, technique?
Well, it depends. It all depends.
Aggressiveness?
Like what? So what counts more, right? If I have a nice takedown, land a bunch of ground and pound, get into guard for 3 minutes of the round, maybe even side control, go to transition, then get my back taken and fight off a rear naked choke. What do you think wins more? I think because I was in position for 3 minutes.
Yeah, you were in
control.
But
he had a more dominant position for 2, going for a sub. All right, but the sub didn't work. I got out of it. You know what I mean? So it's one of those things where it's like, how the fuck do you actually score that? So it's up to viewer discretion. If it was up to me, it'd be fucking 15 minutes fight to the death. Fuck it.
Do you like
literally gladiator style?
Nah, dude, fucking.
Yeah, I know in Kansas they have live scoring implemented where like what the
no idea. Massachusetts, like, look, it ain't my job to fucking judge fights. My job's to
not
get
at
in
all.
there, get the fuck out, don't get hurt.
Would you prefer that though? Maybe implemented in
Fights
the
to the
UFC.
death?
Well, yeah, obviously, but
As long as I ain't dead, fuck it. Nah,
you'd be
I
a
don't
tough
know.
dude to fucking kill it in there. I feel like, but like, would you like to know where you stand, but in between rounds? No,
It
don't
doesn't
care.
matter. It doesn't
Okay.
matter.
Do you usually
Makes
have a
sense.
generally good idea of where you're at?
Yeah, like I know when I win and lose a fight.
I feel like most fighters should. Now,
Like-
again, when it comes to a close round, I can see why there might be some confusion.
Yeah, I think fucking Chris was upset with the scoring of my last fight. I'm like, all right, well,
Was it 30-27?
For-
Two judges
yeah,
and
two judges.
29-28?
Yeah, for one. I'm
For
sorry.
one.
Cool. He won 30 seconds of the last exchange, last round. All right, cool.
But yeah,
not
yeah,
for
yeah,
2 minutes and 30.
Yeah, like,
like,
like
2 rounds.
even
and
if
2
the
minutes
other
and 35
judges
seconds.
gave you the fucking last round, I'm like, all right, cool. I still won the first two.
Yeah.
And it's not like I was ever out of the fight. That choke wasn't even deep. It was on my
No.
jaw.
Yeah.
It looked bad on camera, like not the way I want to end a fight, but it is what it is. You know, so fuck it.
Yeah, speaking of Nathan Williams, I think he got based off of his split decision victory against you, he got this opportunity with PFL with Don Madge, who's a really good fighter outside
watch
of
that
the UFC.
fight?
I watched that fight.
Yeah, he looked good up until he didn't.
Yeah, and then Madge,
looked
Madge
really
kind of
good.
took over, and I don't know how good Madge is either. I mean,
Madge
but-
was, I think he had 2 or 3 fights in the UFC and undefeated in the UFC. I'm not sure of his record.
was surprising because he was good in the UFC and then took the PFL. When you have a winning record in the UFC,
I don't know what
usually
the deal
stay.
is with that. You know, as far as contracts and like, it's not my place to speak on
So
his
that's my-
fucking path. I don't know the guy, so
And then he got finished by Madge finished Nathan Williams, but I'd say like
I
based
thought
off
he was
of
winning the fight up until he got fucking arm triangled. He got arm triangled, right?
I want to say it was he
Yeah.
got submitted for
Yeah.
sure, but I want to say like Nathan Williams got the PFL opportunity,
Mm.
obviously, in respect to Shane Manley, of course. But if you go out and defeat him April 2nd,
Yeah.
you're obviously ready for a bigger step in competition. I feel like would a PFL, would a Bellator, would an LFA interest you as much as the UFC, or would that kind of like piss you off a little bit?
Why would it, like, getting offers is fucking great,
Mhm.
but my eyes are fucking UFC or bust. You know,
Okay.
like I said, it fucking the night of the fight. It's UFC or bust. All right, didn't get signed. Am I gonna quit? No. Fuck it. Next one.
Next one.
Yeah, next one. All right, cool. Didn't get signed that night. Fuck it. Next one.
That makes sense. It's
I'm
just
not
a
gonna
weird.
fucking wait around for a phone call.
Yeah.
You know, I'm gonna fucking stay busy, and it's just a matter of time.
It's a crazy time for MMA because I feel like a while ago it was only the UFC. You either get to the UFC and there's no other opportunities. Now there's a lot more opportunities for fighters, which is awesome.
Well, yeah, and those are all great, but it's like I fought for Bellator twice. Everyone seems to forget I'm a Bellator vet, you know. But
UFC, and that's why I say like I think you're UFC ready now, especially if you go out and that's my next question. Shane Manley, what's
Yeah.
your impression of your opponent? Rebook 3 times. Shane Manley, get to know him pretty well. What's your impression?
I
of the
actually
guy?
don't know him. I think we did
Really?
fucking like he asked me to fight when my neck was broken. I'm like, hey man, I'm trying to heal up, but sure.
That's what I was alluding to earlier.
Oh,
You
yeah,
actually
yeah.
had a voice
Your
change,
voice was-
which, by the way, if I can say, you sound immaculate
I
now.
sounded sexy as fuck.
But how
back
did
then,
you
dude.
sound? How did you sound back in the day when you talk like this?
I sound like fucking Alvin the Chipmunks. Fuck Mickey Mouse. Like shit. So what happened was I shattered my vertebrae, I ruptured my disc, and I pinched my nerve. In surgery, there's like a 1 in 10,000 shot. You develop this thing called horse throat. And I don't know how that works or why it happens, but like the doctor explains to you all the risks before surgery. And he's like, hey, look, I have to tell you, granted, it's not going to happen, but I have to tell you that there is this chance. Fucking 1 in 10,000 shot. I'm like, all right, fucking what? I don't care about my voice.
It was 1 in Don 1,000.
Yeah.
Apparently.
For sure. So, fucking one of my vocal cords was paralyzed. I had an anterior cervical fusion, meaning they removed the shattered pieces of my vertebrae. They fused C6 to C7, and fucking one of my vocal cords was fucking paralyzed. So this is months and months and months of voice therapy after sounding like Mickey Mouse for a fucking year and a half. Now, imagine trying to work at the fucking bar, trying to be like, hey, that's 425. Like,
So did you? Okay, so the way you sound right now, Mickey Mouse.
Yeah.
Did you sound like the way you sound now before your vocal cords, or is this technically a new voice for you?
I don't remember, because like it's one of those things where I sounded a certain way growing up, obviously
Yeah.
fucking puberty and everything, but
Of course.
I became a man. Fucking my voice gets shattered. I sound like a fucking squirrel, Mickey Mouse.
Like you said,
right.
Mickey Mouse fucked Alvin the Chipmunk.
Yeah. And then, you know, through voice therapy, I fucking gained the strength back in my vocal cords to actually sound normal again. Is this my baseline voice? I don't know, because it was a 1.5 year gap before I sounded the way I sounded to the way I sounded now, you know? So like in that time you forget. And it's funny because like my parents, my dad hated it. He was like embarrassed for me that I sounded, and I had 2 options there. I was either I could not talk to fucking anyone, or I could either just fucking own it, pretend like it's not even a thing, and my confidence went through the fucking roof, you know, like it was just one of those things where it was like, hey, well, like I'd be working at the bar bartending, and like fucking some girls would be trying to talk to me, and I'd be talking to them, and certain times the music's loud, can't hear them, whatever, but like I'd be like, what happened to your voice? I'm like, I broke my neck. And they're like, what? I'm like, yeah, I broke my fucking neck. It sucked. And they're like, huh? Like, weren't expecting that. It's like, because you look at me, you don't expect me to sound like this.
Yeah.
But, you know, like, it is what it is. Like, you ever see, like, really big guy? And they have like a really
super
soft
high voice.
Yeah, exactly. That's kind of what it was. Like, I'm not claiming to be.
And you did an MMA like docu-series with MMA Sucka. So like shout out with your voice like that.
Dude,
so.
I fucking just had to own it. You know, and dude, once you stop fucking caring and you start fucking just like you stop fucking caring about shit, and like you break through barriers confidence wise. Like, yo, I could either fucking be an insecure little bitch about this, or I could fucking own it. And you know, it became one of my strong suits. You know, it was a talking point. It was ironically it was a talking point.
There you go. Right? That gets you in. You gotta have that in.
Well, you've talked about kind of tenacity and like not giving a fuck what people think. You've talked about kind of breaking barriers, which brings me to my next question. You're a marketing guru, marketing bulldog, I would say. We're rocking the Dontourage shirt. If you guys haven't gotten a chance to go get a Dontourage shirt, I'm coming out with new
shirts, fucking Shameless Nation shirts. I'm coming out with them. I'm working on I got the new design I want. I'm working on new colors, haven't decided what I want. I'm thinking baseball tees. Black on black baseball tees.
Yes, we were talking about this the other day.
Yeah. I ran those before and everyone fucking loved them. So I think I'm gonna do it again.
It honestly feels like really good on my body.
Well, that's kind of one of the selling points is like I want people to rewear the shirts and not turn into a rag.
It's like cotton,
well, I'll spend the extra money to make sure the material is really nice, that people are comfortable wearing it, so that people will rewear it. And it's residual advertising. The more you wear the shirt, the better for me. Someone asks you what's Dontourage, see a little fucking alien with a peace sign right there, like that. Yo, that's me.
And what is Dontourage? Explain it for us.
Dontourage, just
we're right here.
Like, yeah, dude, it's just my crew.
It's
just my crew. You know,
it's the supporters of Mr. Shameless himself.
Yeah, so it's like I got my nickname Shameless, and I've done so many Shameless Don Shainis shirts. I did so many Shameless Nation shirts. I wanted to switch it up, you know. And me being an entrepreneur, fucking, I came out with Dontourage. I love the movie Entourage, or the show Entourage, and I'm like, you know what, this fucking story of my life, fuck it. And I just made Dontourage kind of fucking.
Well, and you being from Massachusetts, have you ever met Mark Wahlberg?
No.
Do you want to meet Mark Wahlberg?
I don't care.
Because we have him in studio right now.
Yeah.
What if we just brought Mark Wahlberg in right now and be like, listen, you guys
I feel like it wouldn't be my podcast anymore. I'd be pissed. Like, get the fuck out of here.
No. We would never double book a guest. We have one guest, and it's always the guest of the hour.
Dude, if you brought
the man, the myth, the legend himself.
Hilarious, but.
It'd be cool, D-Web. Get D-Web up in here.
Dude,
you were just talking to him, weren't you?
Dude, yeah, he's my roommate.
Yeah.
He's my roommate. He's fighting April 30th in Wichita.
Hell yeah. And what promotion is that for?
Plug. I don't know, but I know.
EFC. It's
EFC.
It's not Eagle Fighting Championship, but
it's Electric Fighting Champion.
It's Elevate EFC. It's in Wichita though.
Okay. It's his local promotion. Yeah.
Do we know the arena?
Not yet.
The arena's actually pretty cool. I've been there.
I've been to a couple. I've been to for state wrestling. They have a really big arena down there that they used quite heavily. So hopefully it's the same arena. But no, man, just kind of take us into how you look at. We had a long talk the other day at Glory after practice, and you know, thank you for sitting down with us after you were sweating and breathing and all that.
Dude, that's just training.
It is, and you guys are fucking killer at it, and you guys do a great job over there at Glory. But kind of take us down your philosophy. I know, like you said, you would spend the money on a higher quality shirt. You want to get people for free promotions for your shit, just handing out T-shirts, or people can get them. But kind of what is your philosophy on the marketing side, or the financial side of fighting, and how to market a fighter?
Yeah, so I think there's a lot of money left on the tables, not only from fucking amateurs and low-level pros, but a lot of higher-up pros is my man fucking coming in with the coffee. Come on.
Appreciate you there, Mike.
Cheers to you. Thank you.
Fuck yeah, Mike.
Let's go.
Way to go, baby.
It's hot as fuck. Burn the roof. My
overzealous on the coffee.
I'm about to do it again. I don't learn my lesson. Yeah, so
feels good on the vocal cords.
Right. All right. So I feel like there's a lot of money left on the table because you don't realize it, but you are a business. Like Jay-Z said it best. You're not a businessman. You're a business man. So me thinking that, it's funny how it started too, because I was an amateur and my coach at the time, he's still my coach, but he's the one who told me like, hey, you need more, fucking go out here. Which is a really good fucking coach. If he's like, you're not getting what you need here, you need to go somewhere to get what you need. He was like,
cool too.
He got my teammate Kinmoy a sponsorship for $1,000. And I was an amateur at the time. I had like 3 or 4 fights. And I'm like, hey man, look, you and I both know very well that I'm going to go pro. Can you get them to sponsor? Could you get them to sponsor me? And he was like, nah, bro, once you go pro, everything changes. I'm like, what do you mean? I'm about to go pro. And then I went to the fights, right? And I was like, I'm watching some amateur fights, right? And I couldn't tell the difference between the amateur fights in the card and the pro level fights in the card. And I'm like,
skill-wise?
Like competition-wise.
Oh,
so
okay.
it's like when you have 2 evenly skilled people,
it's hard to...
It doesn't matter if they're 2 world champions or 2 amateurs. If it's a competitive fight, you can't tell the fucking difference unless someone blows someone else out of the water. Right? Like, just looking at this local show, like the higher ups, like the guys that have been there and done that, I couldn't really tell the skill difference just visually looking. And you're talking to someone who's training, so it's like, all right, yeah, it's like, I know that guy's going to start that guy, but it's one of those things where I was like, but to the average person, they have no fucking idea what they're watching. Even fucking people on TV, like, look at my Lencioni fight. He had a fucking rear naked choke. All right, cool. I knew I was safe for 20 seconds.
Hell, me and Micah were sitting in the stands knowing that's not under the chin. Yeah. It doesn't have any actual choke on him. It just looks good to the average viewer.
Exactly. And the amount of DMs I got that are like, yo, dude, was that tight? Like, how close were you to tap? I'm like, dude, I've fought out of fucking some shit. Like, I've gone out before plenty of times to know that, like, I was fine for 20 fucking seconds. Obviously, don't fucking get there. But, but me thinking that, I'm like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm not taking no for an answer. So I created like 3 packages at the time, and I went from like place to place to place to place, and all I got was like no. And then I walked into a liquor store, right? And I'm gonna give them a plug right now.
Hell yeah,
Katie and Peter Genren from fucking Shovel Shop Liquors.
One more time.
Katie and Peter Genren from Shovel Shop Spirits in Easton, Massachusetts. They were my first sponsor, and pretty much I walked in there, and I was planning on only talking to them for 5 minutes, like if I was lucky enough to speak to the owner, which I was. Katie was working, and like we spoke for maybe an hour, and I was like, I was so blown away by the reaction that like I just got 10 fucking no's, and she was like talking to me about like what I'm doing, like really took an interest in it, and that from that point on, it's been a fucking green light to go to the next one, to go to the next one, to go to the next one, like not accept these no's, because even if someone says no, they might not see the value that you're bringing, right? Or they can't afford it or whatever, and that's cool, but that doesn't mean next time, that's going to be a no, It's
not a it's a no basically because they don't understand.
So
maybe not if they don't understand. Maybe it's been a bad month. Yeah. During the COVID, I'm not going to go to a bar and be like, hey, can you sponsor me? But now that bars are back and booming, I'm being like, hey, look, my fight's this. I'm bringing 300 people here. I'm selling 30 grand worth of tickets. I'll throw my fucking after party here. You give me $1,000. You're going to make your money back if you just charge a cover. You're going to be at capacity. Meanwhile, you're going to be making all your money back on all the food and drinks just for people to come. I'm spitting. For people to come back and see me. And, You know, and I really want to create these win-win scenarios. The cool thing about it too is when they give you money through their business, through advertising, donations, all that bullshit, it's a tax write-off for them.
Yeah.
And it fucking helps support me. So it's like just like fucking donating to a little league softball team.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a professional athlete. Like your money is helping me get to train. It's helping me eat better. It's helping me pay for my nutrition, pay for my travel, pay for all that shit that like you don't think about. My training gear, my gloves.
It's literally funding your career.
Funding my career. Yeah, absolutely.
Putting food on your table.
Exactly. If not giving me a table to eat on. Wow. Think about it like that. Right? Like me being 5 minutes from the gym at Glory, me having that location, that opportunity is just so nice, because back home I would travel an hour and a half to get to the gym to train for an hour. And there are days I hit traffic where I'm driving 2 hours there and back with traffic, fucking snowstorms, all that shit. And like I get 45 minutes worth of training, especially during the fucking pandemic. So these sponsors are so fucking big. And I want it to be win-win, where it's like, look, you could write this money off come tax time. You're supporting me. We're building a relationship. My main objective is to get someone as passionate about what I'm doing and get them emotionally invested in what I'm doing to where they feel like they're part of my crew, because they are. And they're literally helping me succeed, because now I can focus on training and not worrying about how I'm going to pay my fucking rent.
That's so cool. It's honestly so cool. And I feel like a lot of young fighters could learn something from that, because you've tried and you failed. But you've also tried and succeeded.
I've succeeded, and then I've succeeded, and then the next time I fight, the ones that I've already hit sponsorship, guess what? Those are my go-tos, because I've already developed that relationship. And the first no's didn't always mean no, but like maybe like, look, hey, you got to invest in yourself, right? So it's like, hey, look,
absolutely, yeah.
I want to make deals, right? Where it's like, hey, look, I want to give you this. Let's look. That I get that a lot, right? Like,
Yeah, I can see
and I'm
that.
like, look, come see me fight, make your decision afterwards. You're not about it, cool, whatever. But once you see what I'm doing, good luck saying no. Yep. You know, because my job as an athlete is to get people emotionally invested, and that's why I have such a crazy fucking following. You guys haven't seen shit back home, but look at what I did.
I would love to, though, man. Like,
you guys maybe
awesome.
should come. Maybe
staying at grandma's house.
I stay in my mom, dad.
Mom's house.
They might be pissed, but we'll figure that out.
It'd just be cool to learn more about like
of course,
where you're
dude,
from,
but
and
different territories, boots on the ground.
But think about it like this, right? Like to get someone emotionally invested, right? Look at the brilliance in like how stupid it was to walk out in enemy territory in a Tom Brady jersey. I got booed.
It was hilarious.
Yeah, no,
it was great.
It is, but everyone fucking booed me. That's an emotional reaction. I just won.
Yeah.
Whether I got booed or cheered, I just won, because 5,000 people there who didn't know who the fuck I was
just reacted to you.
They might not even know my name, but I got an impression.
You're the Tom Brady guy.
Yeah, exactly. Well, no, but
for some people,
yes,
maybe
here, yes. Back home, you know, I built so many relationships from people I played sports with in high school, middle school, college, people I've worked with in different places, different bars, different sponsors, all these different people. My network is a little bit overwhelming, and it's so cool to go to a venue where everyone's there at the same fucking time, and it's like, let's say you guys don't know each other, but guess what? You're wearing the same shirt and you're both waiting in line for a beer. Oh, hey,
dude.
Exactly. You guys are both waiting in line for a beer, taking a piss next to each other, whatever.
It's true.
And you're like, hey, you're here to see Don? Cool. How do you know him? And boom.
Yeah.
You know, I just crossed.
Instant Don connection.
It's fucking networking subtly, but that's an emotional reaction. And the atmosphere it's just fucking insane. It's
one of the coolest things I thought was it wasn't what you said. Like a lot of people, man,
no problem.
Of course.
I got more. We can keep jumping in.
The heel, like I said, I thought you played the heel really well, and it wasn't because of what you said. A lot of times, like people get interviewed before fights and things they say that charge people. You picked something that in a different state that would have gotten you rounds of applause, but because you did nothing different. But you happen to do it with a different audience. Yeah. That same thing that got you applause got you quote unquote hate, and I loved it. Yeah, because we knew you were coming up, obviously, and being a friend of the show, obviously, big time friend, obviously. we knew you were coming out. So when you came out with the Brady jersey on, me and Micah looked at each other because again, Josh is sitting ringside, so I'm not sure what he thought. I wanted your thoughts on it. We looked at each other and we both said, "Oh fuck, man, he's about to boo, boo." We were like, what? I stood up, so I said, "Let's go, baby!" I was like, "That's
You're probably like
play.
One of the only 10 people doing
had to have been because it was a perfect play. It was a mastermind of strategic gamesmanship, really.
Yo, shout out to my dad for bringing the fucking jersey.
There you go.
I mean? Like,
and it was signed?
It was signed.
What's
yeah, I got that at like
I'm
13.
sure you gave it right back to him, say, put this in a safekeeping.
No, it's still my house. No one in Missouri is going to come steal that motherfucker.
Nobody wants that.
No, it's signed. I got it as a present when I was like 13, 14. And, as an idiot, I fucking like wore it and spilled shit on it and washed it. So it's like, to me, it's signed by fucking Tom Brady.
You can say it was game worn.
My dad's name's Michael.
Michael Shainis, shout out.
Yeah, the plug, hooking it up.
Yeah,
so
that's big. That was big because he brought
my
it
dad
for you.
flew out from fucking home. My mom was actually gonna. This fun fact is the first fight my mother has ever watched of me live, and she watched it from home because it was on UFC Fight Pass. Her and my dad bought UFC Fight Pass at my house to watch me fight. My dad flew out to see me fight with my uncle. My uncle also flew out, but like, I don't know anyone here. Like, the only people I know are from the gym and from this small little bar I work at, where I think only 1 or 2 people came. Well, you guys are from the gym, right?
No, true.
So like, I wouldn't know you guys if it wasn't from the gym. But so it's like the only people I know are my friend Spencer, who's my bar manager, and everyone from the gym. So it's like, fucking great move.
Yeah, it's
dude.
awesome.
People love to love on people, and people love to hate on people.
Your mom's not watched any Cage Titans?
Never live.
Never live?
Never live. She'll be at the event selling shirts for me,
but
hustling,
won't watch you.
But she'll fucking...
Well, yeah, that makes sense.
Like she'll be in like, tell me when it's over, tell me when it's over, tell me when it's over.
How much
cares about her baby, man?
How much is the
cares
pay-per-view?
about her son?
How much is the pay-per-view for Cage Titans?
I think it's $20, $25.
$25.
But if I could sell you guys on coming down and experiencing it, and maybe get you guys some media passes and fucking hang out with me while I cut weight and fucking, dude, imagine what kind of fucking
that's a mini doc right there.
That exactly, like,
awesome.
Dude, flying out.
It seems way too good to be true. I'm not.
What do you mean too good to be true? You just get
to see like I like hanging out with you guys. Yeah,
and we'll be hanging out in the meantime. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Think about that.
I know we talked about it the other day, and we've been discussing it, but amongst ourselves. I mean,
if you use the code, like I know you type in a code for Cage Titans,
yeah,
Shainis, and like, what is it? Does that do anything for you?
I get $5 per every live stream, with my promo code. I think I had the most when I fought.
Fucking run it up, please. Let's run that shit up.
Well, I mean, just from Glory alone, I think I made like an extra fucking like $400 or $500 just from people out here in Missouri. So the love's real.
Using that name,
you know, the love's real. You know, so it's cool.
Can you see when you get those where they're coming from?
Me personally, no, but
you got some nerds that do.
No, that's a promotion thing.
Okay.
You know?
Cage Titans probably they're the premier organization in New England.
In New England, yeah, there's Cage Titans, CES, and Combat Zone.
Okay, CFFC, that's Philly, right?
No,
or
CES.
CES
Cage
is
Fury.
I think Fury FC is Texas.
Cage Fury.
I'm not sure. No, I don't know Cage Fury.
Okay. Well, they're on Fight Pass. They have a Fight Pass deal.
Yeah.
So if you have a Fight Pass deal.
Yeah, the problem with Fight Pass is they tell you when and where to fight. The good thing about Fight Pass is like I was featured on the UFC.
Yeah.
You know, so it's like
instant library of everyone.
We have 2 UFC Fight Pass legends right here.
Let's
Don
go.
Shameless and freaking
I don't know about
Joshy
legend.
Beezy Byers
I
over
made
here has been on Fight Pass
debut.
too.
I'd like to be on UFC fucking, you know what I mean? It'd be a lot cooler fucking UFC, you know, but
hey, at least
and you will
baby
I
steps. But now they're about to be big steps.
I believe it, and I want to say like Shane Manley, like you held I believe an amateur title in Cage Titans.
Yeah,
against
I fought and
Devin
won
Carrier, right?
Well, I fought Alex Ortiz.
Rest in peace.
Yep. I fought Alex Ortiz, defended my title against Devin Carrier, who passed away. So I actually gifted my belt. I don't have a Cage Titans belt anymore. I gifted it to Logan Carrier, his younger brother, right after the accident, which was fucking dude, I did not know what the fuck I was walking into.
That's fucking dope of you,
Dude,
dude.
like
That's fucking
I
awesome of
gifted
you.
my belt that we fought for.
That's
so I
awesome
don't
of
have a
you.
CageTitans fucking belt right now, and I want to get a fucking amateur belt. I'm talking to the fucking promoter. I'm like, dude, give me a fucking amateur belt because I earned that.
Hell yeah.
But the one we fought for, his brother has.
That's awesome.
And I spoke to him like maybe a year or two ago. I was like, yo, I still got that belt. I'm like, yeah, I gave that to you. You better fucking have
Now,
it.
for those who don't, you said before the accident.
that's kinda-
for those who don't know,
oh, yeah,
that had
was
to mean a whole lot to him. I'm
Yeah,
sure,
so Devin Carrier was a kid out of Lozon. You have no idea what I'm talking
I
about.
have no idea.
Okay, so Devin Carrier was a kid out of Lozon's, and I was out of Redline. I was out of a bunch of different fucking gyms at the time. But like he was like one of Lozon's guys, like Joe Lozon. And
got a fight with Cowboy Cerrone coming up.
yeah, he does. I'm excited about that.
Me
Like
too.
two of my favorite fighters
too.
ever. But we fought each other for the amateur 155 title, and I won. And I was a champion, and I defended my title against Devin. So after, like, I can't remember how long it was since we fought, but he got into a car accident. He died. I think he was with his brother Logan. So right after he passed, I saw Logan at the fights, and I thought it was like kind of weird that like he was at the fights so soon after his brother passed, because I think it was like that week. Like him and his dad were at the fights, and I'm like, "Hey man, I got something for you." It was a CES fighter. I ran into him like randomly, like, "Hey man, I got something for you." And he's like, "All right," and I didn't tell him what it was, and I'm like, "Give me your address." So like the next day or so, he gives me his address, and fucking I drive to his house, and I was not expecting to walk into what I expected. Excuse me.
What you
I
walked
was
into.
exactly. I did not expect to walk into what I walked into, and I just wanted to give it. And I'm like, dude, I'm so fucking sorry. Like, this means a lot to me, and I hope like me and your brother fought for this. Like, you can have it. Dude, his whole fucking family was there, and I'm not talking just his immediate family. There was fucking 50 people there, and I just fought him. And I can't remember if it was like a couple months ago, but we fought for this. And his family was like, dude, we fucking hated you. And they didn't fucking hate you, but they're like, we're rooting for you to lose. Da, 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 da. And it was like, I think they were fucking like blown away. And the reaction I got from the family, I didn't want this. Like, this was just me.
Out of the kindness of your heart.
Yeah,
mean,
like I didn't want any social
Nothing.
media.
You weren't like those
nothing.
current day YouTubers who are like, look at me helping
fuck
out
that,
this homeless
fuck that.
guy. Like, nah.
I went to just give this to Logan, right? And dude, they
Out of
took
the
a
goodness of your freaking
they
heart.
took a fucking picture, and it blew the fuck up. Like more comments and likes and reshare. I was just fucking blown away because my intentions wasn't for it to go on social media. I just like, hey man,
of
like,
course. Yeah, the reason
and it's been years now since that's happened, but like it's crazy that this is coming up. Like I almost forgot that I did that. It was as an amateur, you know. So
that's a good question. That brings up a good question. How intimate of an experience is fighting an opponent in the ring? Like,
how intimate?
How intimate is it?
I know more about my opponents than people I fucked.
Really?
You're laughing. I'm dead serious.
I know.
It's fucking intimate. It's like I can't even fathom that. Honestly.
Yeah, like
you
like,
share an experience that
you
90% of the world will never experience.
You can tell who someone is from their character. At least I can, if you fight them. You know, I could tell what kind of person someone is. Are you a sore fucking loser? Mm-hmm. Are you someone that's gonna fucking go out on your shield? Are you someone that's gonna quit? Are you someone that's gonna fucking live up to the opportunity? Are you gonna best me? Like, you can learn so much about how someone is, I'm not talking about the shit that people wear and put on the outside. I'm talking about like who you are as a fucking person.
Yeah.
So I'm talking about like some real deep shit. And that's why I do it, because I don't go out there to win and lose to fucking be something on social media. I go out there to look myself in the mirror and know exactly who I am.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to do this at the fucking highest level because I truly believe that I belong there.
Well, what does that say about sports in general, but really individual competition? Whether it be wrestling, whether it be, taekwondo, kickboxing, Muay Thai, a one-on track, even track, or an individual competitive sport in which You know it's my will versus the next person's will, and I'm going to lay it all on the line, and this person might or might not, but I'm going to be able to judge him just like he's going to be able to judge me after this fight. And not only does it make you reach deep down into your soul, but it makes you examine the soul of the person across from you. And what is it about fighting that is so... and maybe I just laid it out. It's so, like you said, intimate. What is it that at the end of the day, it makes you gain a tremendous amount of respect for somebody? And you've seen it.
Yeah.
You know, you've seen guys go to absolute war, talking shit before fights. And at the end of the day, guess what? They're dapping each other up.
Yeah.
Not
all the time, but yeah.
Not all the time, but it can garner that absolute respect for somebody at the end of the day. And you might still not like the guy, but you have respect for that person.
Yeah, so it's not me versus you, it's me versus me. And I don't think I could look myself in the mirror if I quit. I remember specifically my loss to Daniel Matos with my broken neck. How many, yeah, I'll give you guys some homework. Go spend fucking 20 minutes, rewatch that fight. And dude, fucking...
Don't gotta tell me twice.
Huh? No. It's cool. But...
It's on CageTitans YouTube?
It's on YouTube, yeah.
Okay.
You just type in my name, you just scroll for Daniel Matos. You want to see no fucking quit. I can't live with myself if I fucking quit. And the only reason I'm in the shoes that I'm in right now is because I haven't quit yet.
Thought my sound was down.
No,
I
it's all good.
apologize.
Not yet. He said at home.
I know. I just wanted to pull it up for later.
The only reason I'm in the position I'm in right now on the cusp of the UFC is because I'm the only fucking kid I went to high school with that's still actively competing in something that I've pursued for fucking
Long time.
Since I was 8. I think I had my first fight in 2010 at 19. It was January 9, 2010. I remember the fucking date. I fought Tony Davey, and I fucking subbed him with a rear naked choke. I remember my coach going, fucking hammer punch. Brian Carn, that was my first fight in 2010.
Not even a technique yet, or
A hammer punch.
He's
going.
Couldn't even call it a hammer fist.
Yeah, dude. Watching the video, just hearing everything is so bizarre. And I was fighting at 170 at the time. You don't forget that shit, you know. And it's like, if I could have quit right there, I could have quit after I fucking lost my pro debut. I could have quit after I broke my neck. I could have quit after I lost it. Fuck that. I'm not a quitter. And I think that's also why I have one of the followings that I do, is because people look at me and I want to be something that people can look up to, and I want to inspire people just by putting on my performance and me being me and not selling the fuck out. So me being me, I want people to look up to me, whether it's a fucking adult that wants to try something, or a fucking little kid, or a kid that wants to try out for the fucking soccer team, you know. I want to inspire people, and I truly believe all the adversity I've dealt with throughout my whole life, being too short to fucking play D1 football, to fucking playing D3 ball, to fucking getting caught up in doing drugs all the time, to fucking clean my shit up, and fucking then deciding hey, I want to do this for a career, and it's quitting everything, dumping girlfriends, quitting jobs, moving cross country, fucking. Even there was a point in time where I was moving back into my parents' house just so I could fucking do it, you know, to breaking my fucking neck, to being out for a year, to coming back, being on a 4-fight win streak, to fucking a 1.5-year pandemic where I couldn't make weight because the whole fucking state was shut down, and you're a fucking asshole if you weren't wearing a mask. Fuck you. Yeah, fuck everything. Fuck excuses. Fuck quitting. Fuck all that bullshit.
God damn it, I'm fired up after that.
Fired up,
That was
baby.
fucking awesome. That was one of my final 2 questions, Don, was how it's hard for people to be unapologetically them. And, you know, a lot of people struggle with that. And my question was going to be how hard was it for you how are you able to do that? And you just fucking answered that question.
I didn't even know
you just fucking answered that question. 100%.
Dude, it's, you look at any one of my performances, I'm not going to fucking quit. Fucking Daniel Matos, I have a broken neck, and he's sinking in rear naked chokes and having my back and flatten me out. Did I quit? No.
There's a lot of 50-50 positions in that
50-50,
fight.
more like 90-99-1. There was a position where my arm that I couldn't move was pinned behind my back, and he's just throwing these little punches that's bouncing off the cage into my face. I couldn't fucking move. I don't know how the fuck I got out of it. I fucking figured it out. Got out of there. You know, it is what it is. Dude, I didn't make this up, but it's James said it the other fucking day, and it fucking stuck. But he said, how you do anything is how you do everything.
Yeah.
You know, and for some reason that fucking stuck, and
Yeah, I like it. Well, I got one final question, but
go.
you can go for it if you want to, Blake. You want me to go?
Yeah, all you, buddy.
So just my final question for you, Don, and I appreciate you coming in.
Yeah.
Like, you're always super cool.
Dude, I'm gonna do it again. Like,
Dude,
I don't want this.
Hey,
Yeah.
big friend of the show and also big fan of ours. Like, or I'm sorry, we're a big fan of you. I'm sorry, I said that backwards.
Have you seen that Dave Portnoy
What are you
video?
talking about?
You're my biggest fan.
Yo,
You're my biggest fan. You're my biggest fan. You're like, what?
that was a pizza review, dude.
You're my biggest fan.
One, we're a big fan of you, not just obviously of your badass fighting skills, but just the personality and the energy that you exude whenever you step in the room, man. And it's a fucking pleasure to have you on the show. As
I
always.
appreciate you guys giving me this fucking platform to shoot talk my shit.
Hell
You know
yeah.
what I mean? Like, I didn't get a microphone to talk my shit in my last fight. I'm trying to talk some
Hey,
shit. Fuck.
yeah, and also, hey, Dana White, give this man a damn microphone because he needs to be able to talk that shit.
Well, he knows who you are.
He does now.
He's got to know who you are. After
He's got to know
Tom
who a
Brady
lot of
shit.
fucking people are. He employs a lot.
But
of
he
fuckers.
knows who you are. I would almost guarantee he knows who you are.
Yeah, well, there's some people in the UFC roster that I really think I could fucking
Oh,
run through,
I have
especially
a,
starting off, and then fucking give me some more time. I'm only getting better.
That's
Especially
true.
with my team. You kidding me?
Yeah.
The amount I've gotten better in the past year. Are you shitting me? Fucking
Fuck, that's a good question too. Like the last time we talked, you had only been here for a couple months, but like how much have you grown? I think in the past year.
I think in the first 2 months, I learned more than I did in the last 2 years.
Wow.
And
That's
it's just a
fucking
fucking
nuts.
culture shock, you know, like thinking about training here, you know, it's for the most part, it's twice a day, every day. You know, obviously, Friday nights we don't have class, Saturday nights we don't have class, Sundays we take off, but it's like I'm finding work, doing cardio, you know, fitting in mid sessions with different coaches, teammates. You know, so it's like double sessions Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. There's opportunities for a double session as far as jiu-jitsu. Not everyone takes that up. They should. But I should actually do it more. But, you know, when you're in fight camp, you know, I don't like throwing the gi on all the time. Friday nights off, but it's like, you know what I had to do to get this many fucking guys in the UFC back home?
Fucking
First of all,
grind.
every fucking talented person is in a different gym. Everything's an hour and a half from each other. Like, I would go to like 4 or 5 different gyms over the course of a week. I'd spend more time driving. I'd spend like 6-7 hours, maybe not 6-7 hours a day driving, but like close
A good
to 4
handful.
or 5,
Shit.
close to 4 or 5 fucking training, and to get like 2-3 guys in the UFC if they show up that day in one place, to get no guys in the UFC at this place, to go train there on certain days, and like trying to piece together a fucking schedule. Here's like, dude, there's fucking 20 guys in the UFC day in, day out. I'm getting my fucking work in. I'm not winning rounds. Like back home, there wasn't very many rounds I've lost. You know, here there's a lot fewer rounds I've won. You know what I mean? Like, you're going out to compete, and it's not only that. It's like you see these guys that you're talking to one day, like fucking David Onama. You're fucking shooting the shit with him. Find out he's fighting in a couple weeks, and then he fucking puts on a 50K performance. You know?
Sheesh. Hopefully we'll get him in here
Yeah.
too. But like final 2 questions because you opened up a can.
Yeah,
Is it
no.
easy? Is it easier to grind when you're not from somewhere and you move to a different place? Like if you're a young fighter and you want to outsource yourself, go to a place you've never fucking been. Is it easier to grind once you get there, or is it just you don't think so? Maybe
Or is it
mindset
harder?
thing.
It depends on the person. It depends on the person, because some people are going to live up to that expectation and really turn some heads, and some people are going to realize like this shit ain't made for them.
And then another pre-final question. Jay Perrin, he showed that you can go from CageTitans to the fucking UFC.
I'm not a Jay Perrin
So
fan.
you're the next, right?
I'm not a Jay Perrin
Why
fan.
not?
He talks some shit to me online. I'm fucking...
Well, he seems like he's just talking shit
I
in general.
asked him to
so-
fight me, and he declined. He makes a bullshit excuse that he doesn't want to fight me. That's cool. Nothing against the kid, but good for him getting the UFC. But I'm not on the Jay Perrin train right
Okay.
now.
Well, I mean, he had a tough fight against Mario Batista, but he showed, if anything, you can go from CageTitans to the fucking UFC.
Yeah,
you don't
well-
have to. You can make it. So
Either way,
I want to fucking go from CageTitans to the fucking UFC, and I want to fucking be a motherfucker that turns some heads. You
Yep.
know, like how many guys have made it to the UFC that go 0-3 and out? You know, like that ain't gonna be me. I promise you. Like, I've had a long fucking
believe that.
road here. I've had a long fucking road here, and everything that I've done dude, all I need is an opportunity because I ain't gonna be these 0-3 guys. I'm telling you that right now.
You didn't just come in to be a part of it.
No.
Or what's the old Conor McGregor? I didn't come to take part. I came to take over.
Yeah, dude. I'm here to fucking. Who the fuck is that guy?
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Well, Don, I'll tell you what, man.
Buddy.
Your fire is inspiring. Your passion is fucking unmatched, and you got the skills to kill. And we know that, man. So April 2nd, CageTitans, Shane Manley.
Let's go.
Shameless Don Shainis is about to put the hurt down. Man, shake my hand, please, because this has been a fucking pleasure of a show. We appreciate you coming on.
Being on here.
We're gonna see you back in the gym here shortly. But man, I just want to, me and Josh want to thank you, man. You always bring the fire, you bring the passion, and I think you get people's balls tingling with how much you love the sport.
I'm fucking balls deep in a game right now. You know what I mean? Like, and then balls deep in a dream.
Final.
One time I said that on a podcast. I'm like talking about how like lost in a dream I was. I'm fucking balls deep in a dream right now.
Deep in a wet dream.
That just makes so much sense. Like, my final question: you got the CageTitans amateur belt. Is this your full circle moment? You get the 145 title.
Dude, there's no full circle. It's just fucking what's next.
Okay.
Like full circle, dude. Is it cool to be an amateur fucking champ, to be a pro champ, to be ranked number 1? Yeah, that's cool. You know, it's funny. People are like, oh, you've accomplished so much. Like, you're a professional athlete. You do this. Dude, no, next.
Okay.
Next. Like, you got to stop and smell the roses once in a while. But, like, I got what? I don't even know how many pro fights I have. I can name the people. It's hard for me to name.
12, I think.
Yeah, I think 12. Yeah.
9-3.
Yeah, exactly. It's easier for me to name the people I've fought than to count how many pro fights I have.
Yeah.
Like to me, everything I've done up to this point doesn't matter.
Okay.
Next is task at hand.
Let's go.
And once I accomplish that task, it's going to be cool for a few days. Well, hey, what's my next move?
Well,
what's my next move?
What's next?
Yeah.
April 2nd.
Yeah.
April 2nd.
CageTitans.
That's all I'm focused on.
If you haven't checked it out, you're going to watch it April 2nd. Shane Manley.
Let's go.
Shameless Don Shainis is about to put the hurt on. Can't thank you enough, man.
Let's go. I
appreciate you.
This is so much fun.
52.
Octagon Chronicles number 8 in the books. We will catch you guys next week. Peace.
Native Hemp Company. Shout out.
Yes. I don't know if you can see the hat.